Ta-da! Namaste, guys. Christian R. Long, Life Enhancement Consultant, giving you a big and beautiful shout out on this Tuesday afternoon/evening. And as always, we usually do these, hey Christy, Namaste, we usually do these live streams in the evenings. Sometimes I do them in the mornings. And feeling a little guilty right now because for, several months, I have not done any Periscopes. So I got my whole start doing live streams actually on Periscope, which is an app that you can download. A friend of mine, hey Jesse, Namaste, a friend of mine said, hey, have you ever thought about using Periscope for your healing business? Because it's really well known. Hey Eric, it's really well known for coaches. And I was like, Periscope? Never heard anything about it. And then I just tore it up. I was on Periscope all the time doing live streams, built a beautiful community of people. We would talk at all hours of the evening. They'd ask questions. We'd get it all recorded. People would be giving me feedback. We had clients that would book pranic healing sessions distantly. Their lives were getting transformed. So it was like super awesome. And then, dun, 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 and then Facebook. Hey, Susie, Namaste. Then Facebook. Hey, Teresa, Namaste. Then Facebook started doing their live streams. And so what was the difference between Periscope, the app, and then live streams on Facebook? Well, think about it. If you have thousands of people on Facebook, then the opportunity is that thousands of people can see it, but only so many people, hey Irene, Namaste, only so many people can actually see the streams on Periscope, and then the questions disappear. The questions disappear. On Facebook, the questions and the comments are permanent. So from a marketing perspective, Facebook Live is better than Periscope. So I still love my peeps on Periscope. Some of them have transitioned over to live Facebook page and things have improved. So tonight I want to jump on because it's going to be story time with Christian. So for those of you who do not know, the main topics we talk about on these live streams in the evenings are three things: energy healing, meditation, hey Michelle, Namaste, and practical spirituality. And people always say, why practical spirituality? Because we can talk about super high level things, right? But if they're not grounded in reality, then it doesn't improve our lives now. So we can talk about the afterlife, we can talk about the soul, we can talk about what happens in other incarnations, the previous incarnations, future incarnations. We can talk about cosmic cycles of 26,000 years or 250,000 years. These are all well and good, but how does knowing that information root you, connect you, and ground you to the here and now, the practical moment, right? Because you're like, look, I just want to have inner peace now. Look, I just want to have more prosperity now. I just want to have better physical health now. And then once those things are taken care of, then we'll talk about the higher spiritual concepts. So luckily for us, Master Choa Koksui, the founder of Pranic Healing and Hatha Yoga, covered the lowest of the low immediate needs all the way to things that are well beyond my comprehension. And I've been doing this work for 13 years. So there's a spot for you somewhere in pranic healing that you can jump on with. So Master Choa wrote over 20 different books on healing, on spirituality, different levels of healing, different kinds of spirituality. And one of my favorite books of the teachers, one of my favorite books of all time, this is definitely my top 5 books. My top 1 book probably of all time is probably Origins of Modern Pranic Healing, written by Master Choa. Origins of Modern Pranic Healing and or Hatha Yoga, which basically talks about, it's the autobiography of Master Choa and how he developed these two systems, a system of healing and then a system of spiritual development. Probably my favorite book that I've ever read over the course of my life. But this book, very close second or third, called Spiritual Essence of Man. And in this book, Master Choa talks about the tree of life, the 11 major chakras, and Kabbalah. Right? Why am I'm having like a weird moment right now. Anyways, this book, The Spiritual Essence of Man, connects us to our divine and how the chakras connect us to the upper world and the inner world, and then to the physical world and the lower world, right? So I wanted to read from you, or read to you guys, something that is very immediate, right? Practical spirituality. Hey, Laura, Atma Namaste. Practical spirituality. Now, for those of you who have studied any kind of spirituality or yoga or meditation, you're probably familiar with hey, Terry, Atma Namaste. You're probably familiar with the chakras, right? The chakras. And if I ask you the question, well, how many chakras are there? What would you guys typically say? How many chakras are there? I'll give you guys 10, 15 seconds to put in your answer. So again, a chakra is a spinning energy center located all over the body. So how many of those spinning energy centers are located in the body? Hey, Jeanette, Atma Namaste. And we've heard all kinds of numbers on these live streams, but for those of you who have never answered or never commented, feel free, throw in a number. How many chakras are there? Jeremy, Atma Namaste, how are you? Hope you're well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. That's the difference between Periscope, no lag time, and Facebook Live, lag time. But outside of that, Facebook Live is still a better bet. So, the major chakras that are talked about in the Spiritual Essence of Man book are 11 major chakras. Can you see them? Right here? The Kabbalistic Tree of Life and the 11 major chakras. So, in this particular chapter, one of the chakras is known as the hidden center. The hidden center, the hidden chakra, the hidden Sephiroth. Sephiroth means chakra. And that would be right here. The throat chakra. You guys see it? So the throat chakra in Kabbalah is known as a hidden chakra. Why is it a hidden chakra? Because when the throat chakra develops to a certain degree, hey Cody, Atma Namaste. When the throat chakra develops to a certain degree, one can materialize things simply with their speech. Joan, Atma Namaste. Think about that. So when your throat chakra gets to a certain level of development, you can speak things into existence. Now, I'm not talking this is for the ordinary person, or this is somebody who just picks up a book on meditation. This is somebody who has spent lifetimes of developing that ability. Okay? So, the throat chakra, every word out of your mouth either increases and strengthens your connection to your higher self, or it decreases and weakens the connection to your higher self. What's the purpose of being connected to the higher self? Being connected to the higher self means you're on the path of righteousness. Atma Namaste, Joan! You're on the path of righteousness. And you're in alignment with your portion of fulfilling the divine plan. Right? So whenever you speak truth, you're connected. Whenever you speak falsehood, you aren't disconnected, but the connection is weakened. Okay? So in this particular chapter on the throat chakra that Master Choa covers, there's something I want to read to you about speech. Called Kosher Speech. So associated with Da'ath, and that's the Kabbalistic name, D-A-A-T-H, Da'ath, of the throat chakra, it is a very important teaching necessary for one's spiritual development. What comes out of the mouth is more important than what goes in. This is implied in Mark 7, verse 7, 15 through 22. In Ephesians 4:29. If what goes into the mouth is dirty, it just dirties the physical body. If what goes out of the mouth is dirty, it dirties the incarnated soul. It is of great importance to practice kosher thought and kosher speech, rather than put excessive emphasis on kosher food. Leanne, good day. Good day, Chris. I don't have the Australian accent like you do, which is awesome. Okay? So, again, it is of great importance to practice kosher thoughts and kosher speech rather than put excessive emphasis on kosher food. So in our society, we're so focused on what we're putting into our bodies, right? As humanity is starting to evolve and to develop, they're starting to go, hey, there's probably better things I can put into my physical body than drugs, than alcohol, than smoking, than harmful chemicals, harmful cleaning products. Hey, Lori, Atma Namaste, right? So people, their vibration is changing, their vibration is going up. But now there's a higher level of truth and there's a higher level of teaching of, hey, Barbara, Atma Namaste, of watching your thoughts and your words. Watching your thoughts and your words. And you can understand what somebody is thinking by how they're talking. If somebody talks very clearly, very succinctly, without a lot of ums and ahs and likes, then they have a very clean and clear mental body. Their ability to think is well organized, and it comes out through their speech. Now, if somebody has negative thoughts, unclear thoughts, thoughts of self-delusion, right? Their ability to communicate clearly is going to be limited. Okay? Does that make sense? So it's more important of what comes out of your mouth than what goes into your mouth. So if you eat unwholesome food or non-kosher food, meaning food that's not blessed or not holy, and you consume it, all it dirties is the physical body. And the physical body can be cleaned out through detox, through fasting, through physical exercise, through replacing it with a good supplement or a good piece of food. But if you say a negative word, that doesn't dirty the physical body, it dirties the incarnated soul, which affects our connection to our divine self or our higher soul. Does that make sense? So you want to be careful of the words that you use, moment by moment by moment by moment. Because if you look at it energetically, words can come out of your mouth and hit or pierce or penetrate the aura of another person in an unkind way, right? Has anyone ever said something to you that was mean or cruel or ruthless? They're trying to dig at you, right? How did you feel when they did that? The old saying, what is it? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words may never hurt me. Not true. In some cases, emotional trauma can last years after the event took place, when if you have physical trauma, the physical body will heal itself in a week or 2 weeks or a month and you're good to go. But negative words projected at another person is like shredding them and cutting them and hurting them and causing them injury. So you have to be careful of your words. And as your throat chakra gets bigger and bigger and bigger and more developed over a lifetime of a spiritual practice, you have to be even more cautious of your thoughts and your words because they have even more power. So instead of like a little bit of energy coming out of your throat and hitting the person's aura, you can have like spears coming out of your throat and hitting the person's aura. And by the way, through the principle of oneness and the law of karma, we are all connected. I posted a video of Master Choa talking about this yesterday. Whatever you do to another person, you're doing to yourself. So if you're kind to another person, you're being kind to yourself. When you're being ruthless and cruel and mean to another person, you're being ruthless, cruel, and mean to yourself. Hey, Britt, Atma Namaste. Right? So in this particular chapter that Master Choa talks about on Da'ath, or the throat chakra, he's simply saying it's more important what comes out of your mouth than what goes into your mouth, than what you eat or what you consume. So watch your thoughts and watch your words, because your words have power. They hit like a ton of bricks, okay? So be careful of your words. So Leanne says that's exactly what is say would rather be hit than mentally abused, because a bruise can heal, but mentally you're scarred for life. Yes. Now, the good news about that is through a practice called pranic psychotherapy, we can go into the person's energy body, we can remove the trauma, we can disintegrate and remove the negative thoughts and negative emotions that have been implanted in that person's energy body, and then we can heal that person's energy body so they're not reliving the same trauma and the negative beliefs and the negative thinking over and over and over again. And that takes time to do, right? Think about this. if somebody experienced a traumatic event emotionally or verbally with somebody, and they've been holding on to that for 10 or 15 years, is it realistic to expect that within 1 or 2 pranic healing sessions that it's going to be completely gone or eliminated? It does happen, and it can happen, but in general, that's not realistic. It's going to take several sessions. It took 15 years to get you to that point. Wouldn't it be amazing that within, say, 2 or 3 months of healing, that condition is completely gone, and now you have better self-esteem, better self-respect, better self-worth? Wouldn't that be worth it, right? So pranic psychotherapy can absolutely help you with emotional and mental traumas, addictions, phobias, things along those lines, limiting beliefs, etc. Hey, Carrie Ann, Atma Namaste. So watch your words. And a lot of people ask me, how can I be a good clairvoyant? How can I be a good clairvoyant? How can I see energy? Now, I'm not an expert clairvoyant by any stretch of the imagination. I'm a clairvoyant in training who's getting better every day. But I asked a mentor of mine years and years and years ago, how does one become a good clairvoyant? And his answer was like that, like literally at the tip of his tongue. And he says, to be honest. I was like, so by being honest, that makes you a good clairvoyant? I don't understand. And he says, think about it. What does clairvoyance mean? It means clear seeing, right? Meaning you're able to perceive a situation clearly and accurately. I said, okay. So he says, through the law of karma and the principle of oneness, if you lie, if you distort the perception of another person, whose perception are you going to be distorting? Your own. So if you lie to others, you're being lied to. If you cheat others, you're being cheated. If you deceive others, you're being deceived. The principle of oneness and the law of karma are inseparable. So if you want to see the world accurately, be accurate. Don't lie, don't cheat, don't deceive. Be upfront, be forthright. Be honest in a loving way, right? Because then you could take your honesty to the other spectrum and use it to be mean, cruel, hurtful, and you're saying, well, I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. But there's a way of being honest that's kind and loving and tolerant, right? Does that make sense? Do you guys follow that? So again, the book I'm referring to, Spiritual Essence of Man by Master Choa Koksui. I have a little light on me here, okay? Spiritual Essence of Man, where he covers in detail the Kabbalistic tree of life and the 11 major chakras and how they're interconnected with each other. Very, very powerful book. One of the top books I've ever read, and I've read hundreds of books over my lifetime of personal development, spiritual development, which I want to end on this point. If you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to throw them in there. I will do my best to read them at the bottom. Is you have theoretical knowledge, and then you have experiential knowledge. You have theoretical knowledge and you have experiential knowledge. So anytime you take a class in pranic healing, and pranic healing has over 20 different classes, you get both. You get the theory behind something, the theory as to why we do what we do, and then you get the experiential practice of doing it to get feedback. And I realize a lot of people on the spiritual path, in my experience anyways, spend so much time reading books, attending seminars, attending workshops, and they never do the actual practice. They never get the experiential portion, and they therefore don't get the benefit of their practice. So what do I mean by that? It would be like if you wanted to get into the best physical shape of your entire life, and all you did was read fitness book after fitness book, nutrition book after nutrition book. You have a gym membership, you bought the best equipment that money can buy, but you never use the equipment, and you never eat the right kinds of foods. So your physical fitness and physical health is going to stay the same or decline. So the same thing of starting a business. You can read every book imaginable on how to start a business, how to raise capital, how to do negotiations, how to market, all of these things. But if you never pull the trigger and actually go into business for yourself and go out and try to sell your product or service, it's always going to be theoretical and it's always going to be into your head. That's a big reason as to why I dropped out of school, high school and college, is because I realized the people were teaching me were not teaching me from a perspective of experience. They were only teaching me from theory. And that's what I love so much about pranic healing is Master Choa says, here's the theory, here's the healing theory that we have for a migraine headache, and then let's find somebody who has a migraine headache, let's do the protocol on them, and then get feedback of, oh, their migraine headache went away, or the migraine headache got more severe, or it stayed the same. But it's going into the field and having the experience. So I would encourage each and every one of you who are on the spiritual path, who are looking to have more inner peace, more happiness, more joy, more wisdom and clarity, more understanding about yourself, others, and the world, by doing your meditation practice regularly. So stop reading books about meditation and meditate. Stop reading books about exercise and exercise. Stop reading books about starting a business and start a business. Because that is going to make the information be relevant to you, and then you'll be able to validate whether that information is incorrect or not. So I've been meditating regularly for almost 19 years at this point. So when I read things about meditation or spiritual practices, because of what I've experienced, I can validate or invalidate the information I'm reading of whether it's going to be beneficial for my practice or detrimental for my practice. Does that make sense? So I encourage each and every one of you to go out and have some experiences and have your experience be consistent. Meditating once a month, not going to see a lot of benefit. Meditating when you feel like it, not going to see a lot of benefit. But if you set up a schedule, you commit to that schedule, and you follow through on that schedule for a prolonged period of time, you will receive benefits and blessings and healings that you cannot, in this moment in time, even fathom or imagine. How do I know that? Because I have experience to back that up. Does that make sense? So let's balance it out a little bit more. If you have a tendency to always be studying, spend some time. Hey, Marcella, Namaste, fellow Arhatic Yogini. If you have a tendency to always be studying but never implementing, may I encourage you, may I inspire you, may I nudge you a little bit forward of putting your butt in the chair, meditating in the morning, 10, 15, 20 minutes, and doing that consistently for a prolonged period of time to reap the benefits. Just like if you worked out at the gym one time, you're not really going to receive the benefits. But if you work at the gym 3 to 5 times a week for the next 6 months, the body you have now, you won't even remember of the body that you create in 6 months of like, wow, look at what is manifested in my reality. This is awesome. So, do you guys have any questions, comments, or things that I can add about today's discussion on Story Time with Christian on the Spiritual Essence of Man book? Amazing book, by the way. And we just covered a little bit about the throat chakra, or in Kabbalah, it is known as Da'ath, D-A-A-T-H, Da'ath. So Leanne says, I did some meditation yesterday, and it was a manifesting meditation, and what I wanted to manifest actually came to me within the hour. It was amazing, and I recommend do it. Don't think about doing it. I'm guessing that's what you said. It got cut off. Hey, Christine, Namaste. Excellent point. So Leanne is talking about, she sat down, she did a meditation on manifestation, and then within an hour, what she was meditating on manifested in her life. It came true. But guess what? If she sat down and she just read a book on manifestation, she's keeping it in her mental body. Right? When you read something, it's stimulating your mental body. It's stimulating the Ajna chakra in between the eyebrows, right here, which deals with understanding. And then it stimulates the throat chakra right below the jaw, or right below the chin, which deals with knowledge. So people who are very, very intelligent tend to have very strong throat chakras. People who are big picture thinkers tend to have very activated ajna chakras. But if you just stay here, throat and ajna, you're never able to drop the energy down enough to make it dense and to make it physicalize into something. So if the meditation says, in order to manifest something, you need to do this, this, and this, and this, because this is the process of manifestation, then that's what you do. So I applaud Leanne for getting out there and mixing it up. Any other questions, any other comments, feel free to throw them in there. If there's something I can help you with, of looking to manifest more prosperity in your life, if you're looking to have a spiritual practice in your life that you can follow that will grow with you, if you're looking for healing on some physical or emotional ailment or condition, definitely go to christianrlong.com/services, find the service that fits you, and let me know how I can assist you in your healing process. And this can be done anywhere in the world. So it doesn't matter that I'm here in Denver, Colorado, and you're in South Africa, or you're in Amsterdam, or you're in Boston, Massachusetts. Distance does not matter. I have clients all over the world who receive pranic healing sessions from me that have, it's transformed their lives. Not because I'm this great, phenomenal healer, but because I have a great teacher and great system behind me, supporting me and supporting all the people who are partaking in it. So, anything else? Anything else? I know there's always a lag time. Give you guys a minute to get your questions answered. The sun is setting. We're closing out our day. Leanne says, I would love to visit your hometown. Who wouldn't? Denver, Colorado is beautiful. Within the greater Denver metro area, there's over 250 parks, 300 days of sunshine. Within Colorado, there's over 50 mountains that are 14,000 feet or higher, and it's the healthiest state in the United States because everyone's outside. They're hiking, snowboarding, skiing, mountain biking, rock climbing. So people here in Denver and in Colorado in general are very, very active people. So, and they're number 3 in the country for alternative medicine. So they're very open and receptive to what it is that we do within pranic healing. Rocky Mountains, Rocky Mountain High, Colorado, just like John Denver, which I don't think his last name was Denver. I think it's a setup. But anyways, guys, thank you very, very much. Let me know how I can serve you. This is Christian R. Long, Life Enhancement Consultant, wishing you a big and beautiful night. Atma, Namaste. Bye-bye.